Hello everybody, welcome back to Wizard of Mo Games. My name is Kenny, and today I will be playing another scenario from Tamashii, Chronicle of Ascend. If you saw the last playthrough video, we helped the Ninkyo faction infiltrate the AI in this cyberpunk world, and one of their lead data analysts was able to collect some interesting data and handed it off to us and told us to go share it with other factions. We're playing another scenario. I don't know how or if they're connected. I just kind of chose the next one in the lineup. The first one was an easy short. This one's going to be a medium short. So we're just going to read what it's got, play the scenario out, and just continue to see how much fun this game is. So I am playing solo, and in the last one, or as solo, you have an option to use the Jordan bot. But I did not use the Jordan bot during the solo play last time, just because I didn't want to deal with it. But it's got a bunch of options here as far as being able to move and activate locations, district effects. So it says the Jordan bot may move 2 in the move and trace step. It reveals district tiles and exploration tokens as the player would. You gain benefits from exploration tokens. You may discard 1 battery from the bot to use its miniature as yours during 1 step. If you do not use your basic miniature during this step, you may use the above rule in any step. The player activity or district effects step. The Jordan bot is treated as a player for the requirements of being on a district tile. When the last battery is discarded, discard the bot's miniature and this card. So I was a little confused by how it works, because it says it can move 2 as a player would. You gain benefit from, I think we both move, and then you could discard a battery if you want him to take a step, an action during that. That's all. So that's why I wasn't 100% sure. I didn't want to mess with it. But in this scenario, it sounds like we're taking care of a package, and if our health goes down to 0, we pass the package off to another player. Well, if I'm playing solo, there is no other player. So I picked up the Jordan bot specifically for that case. So going around the table, we got our dice tray. Against my better judgment, I pulled out the smaller one instead of the one that lets me follow through on my rolls. We'll see how that works out for us. During the last playthrough, we went with the, where is it? Troublemaker class augment. That was actually one of the expansions, I realized. I did mix a bunch of expansion cards from Katie's Diary and Forbidden Chapter, also with the enemies and things like that. This time I chose Reaper, also not realizing it's part of the original 4 factions, but I just wanted to choose something different. So I went ahead and picked the Reaper up. Per the rules, you'll see we got the Spartans and the Ninkyo faction augments available to us, and their locations are available as well. Our enemy deck is we've got 3 level 2s on top, and the rest are level 3s. Down here for our player board, our launcher, we went with red this time. Again, I just chose one of the colors. We did green previously. That gave us defenses. This one's going to give us more power. Maybe we can go a little crazier with the attacks. I've got my protocol, learning protocol here. Gain memory from any source. I can gain 1 experience. If I equip an augment, I draw 2 class augments, gain 1 and place the other on the bottom of the deck. Very nice. Have at least 5 augments equipped. Use the effect of one of your equipped faction augments just by doing my core data and 1 other token. That is pretty cool. All right, and of course we've got all our tokens up here. We've got our map, our map district here. We're on the shelter with our Jordan bot. So our Jordan bot will be the miniature without a colored base. All right, and I'm going to try my best to work with the Jordan bot, but again, I'm not 100% sure how it works. Whatever path we choose, we'll try to stick with it. We got Ninkyo's hideout up here. We got the Spartans hideout down here. We got our time track here. We only have 3 corruption tokens this time. The last one we had 4. Remember, if we would need to draw corruption and we can't, We lose the scenario. All right. This is going to be our first scenario card, which I'll show you in a minute. These are the bodies. If we match the patterns, we can grab that body and equip it on our character. I went ahead and pulled out Nemonot, which was the body that we unlocked from the last playthrough. Whether I'll use her or not, I don't know, but I thought that was pretty cool just to go ahead and show you guys her as an option. And then we've got the Knight. Oh, well, I guess I should review what she does. So district effect step, instead of resolving the tile effect, a chosen player on your district tile recovers 1 health. Apply trace normally. Okay, so instead of using the ability on there, we can recover a health. 2 movement, 2 attack dice. On a basic symbol, we deal 1 damage. On an advanced symbol, recover 1 health or deal 2 damage. That's actually pretty nice. Then we've got the Knight, who has a movement of 3. Combat phase, reduce health you suffer by 1. Okay, reduce health you suffer by 1 to a minimum of 1. Rolls 2 attack dice. On a basic, 1 damage. On an advanced, 2 damage. On an advanced, 1 damage. Pretty cool. He's also got 4 programming. Actually, Nemonot has 6 programming. So that's what kind of balances her out, makes her a little more powerful. All right, coming around here, I did go ahead and set some things up. I'm going to read through, the setup guide just so you kind of know what's going on here. Actually, we'll go ahead and just do that right now. So this one is called Old Fashioned. Old Fashioned. It says, the Ninkyo cooperating with the Spartans. You didn't expect that. The Ninkyo got their hands on a new weapon that could penetrate the drones' heavy armor, but they didn't have the means to reproduce it and didn't want to use it. They usually prefer to stay low and not attract too much attention. So then why even build it? The Spartans, on the other hand, would make good use of the weapon. With their many gunsmiths and access to several production facilities, they could replicate it and bash in the heads of the Ascend minions. You don't know exactly what the Ninkyo was promised for the weapon, but your reward for a simple job, carrying the weapon from one hideout to another, is quite good. You are now on your way to the Ninkyo's hideout to grab the package. Escort. Well, not quite escort. Delivery. Pick up and deliver. So here's our setup. You can see the map looks as the same. Enemy decks, 3 times the number of player level 2. So it's just me, so 3. I don't think Jordan bot counts. Jordan bot is treated as a player for the requirements of being on a district tile. So all level 3 enemies. Corrupted data pool, 3 times the number of players. Oh, +1. Oh, yeah. We get 1 more. So it's not just 3. There's actually 4 in there. All right. There's the faction augment decks. Spartans, Ninkyo. We've got those up here. Players. We're on the shelter tile. Got it. Each player gains 3 memory. So we are starting off with 3 memory right up here. I'm not going to count. I don't think that counts towards our learning protocol. 1 chosen class augment. Reshuffle the deck afterwards. Okay. Now I think I messed up last time. I was supposed to start with 2 of the starting augments. And so I did that this time. And the class augment we picked up just now, or that I picked out of the deck, was each time you launch a faction augment pattern, you may deal 2 damage. So pretty cool. Then it says 1 chosen faction augment from Ninkyo or Spartan's faction augment deck. So I picked up Defender Bot. That says deal 3 damage. A chosen player gains 1 shield. So imagine if I deal that 3 damage, that'll trigger the Circuit Melter, the other one. Each time you launch a faction augment pattern, you may deal 2 damage. So that's 5 damage every time, just for 3 tokens. 1 wild, or unlock 1 on our board. I chose a wild. And use cards coded with U for the scenario, drawing U01. All right, and then we've got a bunch of stuff here on the back. I'm just gonna, you can pause it to read it, and then I'm gonna pick it up and read it here. All right, so it says corrupted data. If there are no tokens in the corrupted data pool and players must gain one, scenario loss. Draw card D10. All right, success token. It's a green check mark. Represents the package, which players may carry and pass between themselves when the rules on an active scenario card allow them to. When the player with the package resets, pass the package to another player on their current district tile. So we got to stay together. If there is no other player on that tile, scenario lost. That's why I have the Jordan bot. Universal markers represent safe houses. They may be established during the scenario. During reset, a player may choose to place their character on a district tile with a universal marker instead of the shelter tile. Okay. Doesn't mean I can set the package there. Solo mode rules. Jordan bot may pick up the package if its character is on the same district tile as the player character when the reset occurs. If the package is present on the bot's card, you may not move the bot's character, and you must discard one charge at the beginning of each planning phase. So we got to make sure we keep Jordan bot charged for that. Although I don't see, well, the further out it gets, depending on where our safe houses are, we may not get there in time. You may pass the package from the bot's card to you according to the rules of passing the package to another player. Excellent. I'm going to keep this close by as a reference. I'm going to show you the other two cards I picked up. Faction augments, the starter ones. So one says if your top enemy has 3 or less health, defeat it. And the next one says attack roll step, you may add +1 to attack. If you do, suffer 1 damage for each blank rolled. All right. 0 trace, 0 defense, 0 reroll, 0 power, 5 health. Did I miss anything? So of course these don't start out with us. We have to spend memory, the memory on the bottom right corner, in order to equip them. So we kind of have, I think I'm going to shift Jordan bot up here so these can come out. So one of them costs 1 and the other costs 2. So they gave us just enough memory. Well, considering I kind of chose these without thinking about that, we have enough memory to get them both out, which I think will satisfy our learning protocol. All right, how about we go ahead and get started? Pick up. The thing is, you aren't the only mercenaries hired for the job. It's not surprising. Backup plans are needed to survive, and there are many mercenaries among the survivors who simply want to earn connections and easy tech. However, this means you must hurry before the other messengers get to the Ninkyo first, and then force you to be the reinforcements and a much worse prize. But, should you really be in such a hurry? Preparing for the job is crucial, and you don't think anyone else is good enough to do it as well as you. Immediate effects. Set the timer to 1. All right, got it. Flip this card. Goal. Head straight to the Ninkyo to pick up the package, or take your time. World activity. If all players are on the Ninkyo's hideout tile, each player gains 1 wild. Draw card U02. Otherwise, reduce time by 1. If time is 0, each player gains 2 experience. Draw card U03. Ooh. So I like how this game kind of gives you some of those options, like multiple paths. Like, do I just go now or do I take the 2 experience? I think I'm going to go now because I don't want another faction to take it. Yeah, I don't want to be the reinforcements. So I got my turn order cheat sheet here. So first we're going to do the planning phase. Trace roll step. It doesn't occur in the first round, and there's no trace anyways. Refill launcher step. So let's go ahead and do that. And what are we looking for here? We don't need memory because we got plenty of it. And actually I can do that right now or at any time. My core data token this time around is power. I know somebody's going to come after me, so I got to make sure I keep defenses up. Oh, that's a lot of memory that we don't need. Let's go ahead and get them all out of the bag, though. All right, so that's what we got. We have a programming of 4. In fact, let's go ahead and... Now, we're not going to gain enough experience. I'm going to get this learning protocol, like, right away. Gain memory from any source. I guess I got to gain the memory first, so I guess it won't be right away. Let's see here. 1, 2, 3, and then swap these 2 for 4. All right, that's our 4 programming. We're going to go ahead and spend the 3 memory to equip these 2 faction cards, or I guess 1 class card, 1 faction card. Outside of just reading the name, I don't know how you can tell, or flipping the card over, that it's a faction or a class card. Yeah, it doesn't really. So I'll just have to remember these 3 are Reaper, this one's Ninkyo. In fact, maybe I can do this. Let me see here. Try to rearrange my play area a little bit. Let's put that up there. Let's move Jordan Bot up here as I push everything else out of the way. And that way I can push these up. All right, there we go. All right. Now we're going to go to the move and trace step. We're going to go here, Ninkyo's hideout. We're going to gain 3 trace from that. 2, 3. They are really watching Ninkyo's hideout. It says draw 1 Ninkyo augment from the Ninkyo's deck. We don't get to equip it. So let's go ahead and see what we got. That is a wild symbol in a green. Ninkyotic Keylogger. Gain 2 of each asset and then break. Oh, it costs 0 to equip. Well, we can't equip until the planning phase anyways, but that's good to know. And then we're going to have Jordan Bot move. So I think both of us move, but if we want to take a action on the tile, like if he had moved down here, or she, I guess I got the female miniature, she had moved down here, that would flip over, and then it's either I take the action that I'm on or the action that she's on, the district tile that she's on. Okay. Sounds good. All right. Then we're going to go to, so that was move and trace, district, launch step. So we're going to go ahead and launch with these 3 to gain a memory. That will fulfill the first requirement on our protocol here and gain 1 experience. And then if we equip an augment, draw 2 class augments, gain 1 and replace the other on the bottom of the deck. So we'll be able to do that once we get this free one. And we can't skip these. We have to go in order. Step 1, step 2, step 3. Okay. What else? We've got nothing else. That yellow is just not quite. It's 1 space away from giving us a reroll. So we're done with the launch step. Attack roll step. There are no enemies to attack. Quest phase. Player activity. None. World activity. If all players are on Ninkyo's tile, each player gains 1 wild token. So we just gained 1 to our dump. And draw cards 0, 2. There we go. A bored Ninkyo member gives you the package. As you take it, a woman enters the building and scowls as she sees you. Another Ninkyo takes her to the side and explains something in a hushed tone. Hey, focus, or you'll be the backup, a short man says in a raspy voice. There are 2 safe houses on the way. Use them if you like. They may help you avoid the ascend. However, there are other voices that tell you to hurry and ignore all distractions. You're professionals. I believe in your judgment. Now go, and good luck, Tamashii. Immediate effect. Set timer to 6 minus the number of players, so that'll be 5. Place a check mark on the first player's player board. Check the scenario sheet for the package rules reference. All right, so we've got the package. Roger, we've got the package. The baby is in the crib. Goal, deliver the package. Try to find a safe house. Special rules, when a player with the check mark moves to a non-adjacent district tile, that player increases trace by 2. Oh. Well, I mean, we're going to be going to adjacent district tiles. Well, no, because we can have JordanBot reveal a tile, and then we can kind of skip that tile and go to the next one. Okay. On any indicated A, B, or C district tile, launch core data, blue, yellow, blue, and anything. Establish a safe house. Place 1 marker on this district tile. Okay. Player activity. The player with the check mark may pass the token to another player on the same district tile. World activity. If the player with the check mark is on the Spartan's hideout tile, you arrive at the destination. Each player gains 3 experience. Draw cards U04. Otherwise, reduce time by 1. If timer is 0, each player gains 1 corruption. Set timer to 1. Okay. So the clock is ticking. We have 5 turns essentially. So yeah, we can't 1, 2, 3, 4. We could take our time and get there on the 5th turn. There's nothing really to stop us. Like there's nothing that's going to deter our movement. Or we can go faster, but I don't see what going faster really benefits us. All right, back to the top. Trace and roll step. Well, we've got a 1 die, see if an enemy comes out, and they do. So we got our level 2 enemy, which is a charger. 9 health, deals 3 damage on a basic roll, deals 3 damage, and dump all of our core data tokens from our launcher on an advanced roll. Yikes. If we spend a wild during the launch step, we can deal 3 damage to it, maybe used multiple times. And then we have the option to run away. Okay. So that is the enemy. As soon as we haven't even left Nico's hideout. As soon as we got outside, there was this drone called the Charger that was watching us, and now it's coming after us. Let me show you what that looks like. All right. So now we go to the trace and roll step, refill launcher, program step. Upgrades. Let's go ahead and upgrade. We're going to put that Ninkyo Tech logger in there, down here, because this costs 0 memory, and because we equipped an augment, we get this learning protocol. Draw 2 class augments, gain 1 and place the other at the bottom of the deck. So 2 class augments, let's see what we got. So kinetic battery, combat phase. If we get an advanced symbol, we can spend it to gain 2 power. Another combat phase, attack roll step. If you spend at least 2 power, recover 1 health. Ooh, recovering 1 health is nice. If you spent at least 2 power. Well, we are red, so let's go with that. And put the other, actually, I messed up. That does not get equipped. We have to spend memory to equip that. All right. Trace, or not trace, refill launcher. Let's refill the launcher. Now we want some power. There's a wild. I don't think we got any reds the first time, so they should definitely, we should have 4 of them. And hopefully they'll line up. Yes, there we go. So now they should line up neatly at the bottom there. And that's all we got space for. Now we're going to go to the program step, and we've got 4 for programming. So let's go with 1, 2. I don't care about that one. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm not going to use that one. Deal 3 damage. Blank. Yeah, we're not worried about these quite yet. We're at the beginning. These are for attack rolls. Each time you launch a faction augment. Ooh, maybe I should worry about those. No, the red was too far. The red was too far down. We have a wild. No, yeah. Okay. Let's go ahead and go. That was the program step. Let's go to the move and trace step. So we're going to go ahead and move into this space. We get a token of our choice. I think we're just going to go ahead and grab. Let's see, what do we see here? Green. We've got 4 red already. We only need 2 to complete a pattern. Let's grab a red, because that's what we're going to need to do this bonus damage thing down here. Oh, we have 5 augments. Not moving the cube down, putting another cube on it. Use the effect of one of your equipped faction augments with just a red and anything else, which I think we're going to end up doing down here. All right, let's reveal this tile. As I messed up the world. Abandoned shack. It's got 3 trace. We spawned an enemy, so our trace should have went down to 0, 1, 2, 3, and then it's right back to where it was. And we can program 3. I don't think I need to. No, because I'm going to do these 3 for defense, these 2 for power, and then these 2 for our, where is it? Our learning protocol. To then do the defender bot, and then the defender bot will trigger the circuit melter. Wow, this is going to be really fast. And I randomly chose these. Well, I mean, I knew the scenario when I drew the 2 cards. I was like, oh, this one has a lot to do with augments, and I think we're going to be doing a lot with augments, considering the number of decks we have out here. So let's see what we can do with this. Jordan bot will go ahead and move with us. And now we're going to go to the launch step. So we're going to launch 2 of these to gain a power. Okay. We're going to launch these 3 greens to gain a defense. And then we're going to launch this red and this yellow for our learning protocol. Use the effect of one of your equipped faction augments. It said each time you launch a faction augment pattern. I think that's still, I don't think I'm launching this pattern though. So we won't get that benefit because I'm not launching the pattern, I'm just getting the effect. So we're going to deal 3 damage to the spot. And a chosen player gains a defense, that is us. And then if we spend a wild, deal 3 damage to this enemy. Let's spend the wild, let's do 3 more, taking them up to 6. 6 of 9 health. Could be used multiple times, but we don't have another wild on there. And even if it forces us to dump all of our core data tokens, we've used them all. So no worries there. Yeah, and our top enemy has 3 or less health. So if we roll an advanced symbol, we're just going to defeat it straight out. But we only roll 1 die. Attack roll step, you may add +1 to attack. If you do, suffer 1 health for each blank rolled. These dice roll a lot of blank. That's why they put this effect in here. They knew when they were playing it that they were constantly rolling that, and they were like, hey, wouldn't this be cool? I've never rolled this many 6s, we'll call them, because it's only one side. And you know, if I wish I had that luck in Dice Throne. All right, here we go. I'm gonna put this check mark up here so I remember I have it. Actually, I'm gonna put it right here. All right, so now we are going to go to the combat phase, attack roll step. So we got the enemy die, the enemy number die. We've got 1 die for ourselves, and we're going to spend a power to get a second die, because if we can just roll the advance symbol, we'll pretty much take care of them. And I rolled 2 of them. So not even going to go through all the rigmarole, because we get to attack first, and we'll just use this. It says if your top enemy has 3 or less health, defeat it, and it does. We gain 1 experience. We have taken out the charger. Thanks to our Ninkyo's faction augment and to our learning protocol. Okay, that is the end of combat. Then we're going to go to our quest phase. Player activity. The player with the check mark may pass the token to another player on the same district tile. Remember, JordanBot can't move if it has the check mark, so we're going to be carrying it for the most part. World phase. Oh, that is part of the world. Oh, yeah. World phase. If the player with the check mark is on Spartan, we're not. Otherwise, reduce time by 1. We're going from 5 to 4. And we're not at 0 yet. Back to the top of the round. Looks like we still have Trace on us. And we are going to get an enemy. And we are burning through the level 2s early. We have the Oracle. 13 health. Deals 2 damage. The top enemy recovers 1 health. And then he deals 3 damage. We can do our core data in a green. Dump any number of core to deal 2 damage for each core dump. Okay. Or we can spend a while to prepare 3. So there are the programs we can launch against it. And now we're going to go to the trace, or the refill. We've got 1 in the bag there. Now we're going to have both our wilds in here. Oh yeah, it's got my different bag this time. She's like a samurai, cyber samurai. It looks really cool. The artwork in this game is really cool. For the longest, I probably knew when I bought it. I definitely knew when I bought it. But I forgot, I guess is the correct term here, that Tamashii was an Awakened Realms game. So I had already gotten Dragon Eclipse. I enjoyed it, playing it. And then, you know, you've seen my Grim Coven videos. I was like, yeah, I really like these Awakened Realm games. And then as I was putting Grim Coven away, I was like, oh, here's Tamashii. Let me start playing it. And then I started playing it, and I was like, hey, this looks familiar, the feel of it. And I realized it was also Awakened Realms. So maybe I should go back and check out more Awakened Realm games. Although I'm pretty sure Dragon Eclipse Grand Quest will go live on GameFound in a couple days. I've got to back that, and I need to back all the. I need to pick up the miniatures from the first set. I did not get the miniatures from the first set. So we should have a lot of fun trying to organize that box. All right, here we go. So that was the refill. We get the program. So now we definitely want to look at our defender bot. It can deal 3 damage, and a chosen player gains 1. So we can do that twice if we can also do our learning protocol. Learning protocol is a red and any. This one is a red and a red. Ooh. And a green. Yeah, we can do it. So 1, 2, 3. That'll be this pattern. And then we can just bring this down 4 to be able to do our learning protocol. I was trying to see if it had a name. It doesn't have a name. And then we'll be able to do an extra 2 damage because of our circuit melter. So last game, we were heavy on the combat. This one, we're really going into our augments. I have 2 experience that I forgot to use again. I have to remember what I can get with it. I know I can unlock one of these. Oh, I can increase my max health. Let's go ahead and do that. I can unlock, increase my max health, or gain a token. And by always forgetting to use that is because it opens up a blank space for another token to sit in. So I need 1 more memory to get this augment over here for the Reaper. All right, so that was our refill launcher. We programmed. Now we're going to action phase, move and trace. Oh, we spawned an enemy, so our trace goes down to 0. That's awfully nice. Let's go here. We flip this. We get another token. We picked up a red last time. I think red is where it's at. Let's pick up another red. Okay, let's reveal this location. Oh, the hideout thing too. We got to remember that. That's a red, yellow, blue, and any other. We'll have to do that next time. This is a good halfway point. Would have been good to do it there. 3 trace. 1, 2, 3. Funny that they're all 3 trace. You know, the only ones that were determined were these 2 and the last one, which 2 of them are 3 trace. All the middle was randomly put out. Noise generator. Draw and attach 1 enemy. Set your trace to 0. Is that an option? I think they're all optional. Maybe they're not. Let me look at the rules real quick. Okay, so it's a you may, and I'm guessing the effect is if I'm high up on this, getting 2 or 3, rolling 2 or 3 dice, I can choose to get an enemy then and reset it to 0 instead of potentially getting 2 or 3 enemies. So we are not going to do that. We've already got an enemy on us. I focused on taking out the enemy and not putting down a hideout, which would have been nice right in the middle of the map. Okay, here we go. So that was our move and trace. We skipped the district effect launch step. So let's go ahead and launch this here. Defender bot. Deal 3 damage. A chosen player gains a shield. So we're going to deal 3 damage to this bot. And we're going to gain a shield. We are getting ready for war. We activated a faction augment. So each time you launch a faction augment pattern, you may deal 2 damage. So that just automatically makes that 5. 5 of 13 there. We're going to do this red, yellow. Activate our learning protocol. Use the effect of one of your equipped faction augments, not your class, your faction. So we're going to deal another 3 damage. And gain a defense. That combination is really strong. So they are now 8 of 13. So we got to deal 5 more. We cannot launch any other additional programs. These are combat, anytime. Gain 2 of each asset break. We're not going to do that. We haven't used Jordan bot, so we don't need to charge his battery. All right. So now we go to the attack roll step. Oh, we do not have an extra die to roll. We have no way to get it right now. So let's see what we can do. And we could not use any of the, couldn't launch any programs on the enemy because tokens weren't in the right spot. Okay. So he will get off an attack this time, I believe. We got the basic symbol, which is not going to do that. Oh yeah, you may add +1 to attack if you do suffer 1 health for each. Let's add +1. I knew I had something somewhere. Oh man, yep. Suffer 1 damage. Go figure. I should have rolled them together. We'll deal 1 damage to the enemy. They're going to do their basic ability, which is 2 to us. 1, 2. Look how quickly all that shield went down. And that is the end of the combat phase. Now let's go to the quest phase. We are not passing the package. And we're just moving the timer down 1. So we got 3 more turns left. So the Oracle's almost down. So I think we want to focus on trying to create a safe house. So we're going to have to move one though first. We did spawn, no, let's see. No, that enemy's been spawned and then we increased our trace again. So we're going to roll again. We might get 2 enemies now. Where's that blank when I need it? We got another Oracle. That's not good because he has a ton of health. Where's the blank when you need it? I'm telling you, what I need to do is rolling 1 dice is not cool. It doesn't like feel as good, and I think that affects the roll. So what I need is like a bunch of dummy dice that are clearly different color or whatever, and then roll them all together just to get better rolls. I promise it works. Refill. Let's refill the launcher. We may want to get power. Okay. But we also got to get the safe house. All right. Oh, and I got to remember we can get this body too. Yeah, how do I get Nemonot's body? I need a yellow and 3 greens. But I also need to get a red, a yellow, a blue, and anything. It's not looking good for that safe house. I would go 1, 2, 3. That'd be... And we're missing the yellow. Yellow's... Well, yeah, we're not getting that safe house. If I push this up, that's 1, 2, 3. Swap 4. We're not getting her body either. We had a program 3 up there. What to do, what to do. We can definitely just... We need to get the safe house. It's going to be red, yellow, blue, and anything. Do we need to get the red, yellow, blue? So maybe 1, swap 2, 3, 4. Then we need to get that green down there. One, swap 2, 3, and then 4. So 1, 2. Oh yeah, I didn't count the swap in my calculations there. I had like 1, swap, 2, 3, and then 4. Yeah, short 1. How do I... Oh, so if I use the wild on the bad guy, I can prepare 3, which means I can place them anywhere. So I should just kind of get ready to do what I need to do. So looking at my chits here, I know I've got 1 yellow in there, not great. All my reds are out. I have a bunch of blues. All my greens are out. So I'm not getting her body. The wild is here. I'm not getting that. So it's just a bunch of blues and a yellow. 2 blues and a yellow. All right, I guess we'll go for the hideout. So I will get ready to get her body though. I think I picked up a green. That might be the green. So there may be 1 more green in there. So let's go 1, 2, 3. It's still not enough. Red, yellow, blue. 1. And I think these are off. No, 'cause I had to move to do the swap. So 1, swap these to 2, 3, 4. Hope we get a green when we do that. Oh, we're going to be spending that wild in order to even try it. All right, here we go. No other bonuses or crazy things? Nope. Oh, we're about to move now. Move and trace. So maybe this will give us something. A token of our choice. Sure. It's going to go in our dump. So I think green is the preferred to get her body. And a couple of these. So let's do that. Let's see what this tile is. Wicked Square. Have this come up. 4 trace. We spawned an enemy, so it should have went down to 0. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now we're in the 2 die rolls. Roll a die, gain 1 chosen augment, recover 2 health, unlock 1. I need sure. I don't need the health. Gain 1 chosen asset. Okay, that's even better. And an unlock. So I don't want the health. Because I asked for it. That's what I got. Didn't help me out at all. 4 trace for that. All right, here we go. Launch step. So we're going to spend this. We can only do it once to launch the prepare 3 on the enemy bot. I only have 3 tokens in here. Pretty sure I'll get 90% of what I want. All right, so the yellow can go here, the blue can go here, and then the other blue will stick up in the corner. Actually, I can put this here. I want that green though. Because it says dump anything in a green, and then dump any number of core data tokens and deal 2 damage for each. There's 2 there, so I can deal 4 with that. Let's put this here. All right, and we need red, yellow, blue, and anything. So let's go red, yellow, blue, and blue to make this a safe house. On any indicated, on any indicated A, B, or C district tile. Oh, establish a safe house there. We cannot do it where we are. I'm gonna have to roll this back. Actually, what I'll do is I'll stay there and I'll have Jordan Bot go up there. Gains an experience. Reveals this tile. It's about the same thing effect-wise. But it would have been 2 trace instead of 4. I think we can still do it because we don't gain anything. No, we'll just leave it how it is. We don't gain anything more, really, from the roll. And then we got to spend a battery for Jordan Bot to do that, I believe. Yeah, to use its miniature as yours during one step. If you do not use your basic miniature during this step. I.e. the player activity or district effect step. I don't know. We're going to do it. It's there. We're launching the program. We got a safe place. All right. And then we're going to do this blue, green, launch it, and discard 2 reds to deal 4 damage to this enemy. Oh, who already has 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 4, that's enough to take him out. I had that plan all along. I was doing the math, and I was not. Gaining experience for that. Drops us down to 1 enemy. And then we cannot launch anything else. So I launched his effect, the prepare, I launched both of his effects, and then I launched the mission one, so I don't get any bonus damage anywhere. All right, now we're going to the combat phase, and we get these 2. We're going to gain 1 extra, and we'll lose a health for each blank we roll. But I want to put some damage on this Oracle. Okay. We got 2 of these, so we can deal at least 2 damage here. One thing I messed up on the previous playthrough is if it's got the circle around it, you can put them all together and activate it at once. So I don't know if that made any difference. I know towards the end, I was, one die away from taking out enemies, but I don't know if I had the option of double tapping that space anyways. So no big deal. We learned from it. Let's do it this time. So 2 damage. Well, that's going to be the only one we can launch too. Because this one is if they have 3 or less health. That is not going to be the case. And then he's going to deal 2 damage to us. So 1 hits our last shield. And then we take some damage. Okay. So the number on the die just tells you where it starts. The top enemy is 1, then 2, 3. There's an unlimited number of enemies that you can have attached to you. And then if it was on 3, then it would go down to 2, then it would go down to 1. But since he already attacked, it just triggers the 1 time. All right, let me make sure I'm not missing anything. I'm not. So that was the attack world, the combat phase, quest phase. Just move this down 1 to 2. Don't worry, JordanBot will be able to catch up, no problem. Let's go ahead and go to the top of the round. We are going to roll 2 dice. Oh no, we spawned an enemy. So again, this should go down to 0. No, because we just got the 4. Yeah, we just got the 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Because of the space we're on. We're going to roll 2 dice. Yay, no enemy. No enemy. Refill. Spend our experience. Let's go ahead and unlock a spot. When a player with the checkmark moves to a non-adjacent district tile, that player increases trace by 2. We got to remember that. We haven't done that yet. You know, for some reason, I always like going for like the bottom ones. I'm not sure it makes a difference. Oh, our bag is empty. We are refilling all of these. And that's the reason I unlocked the spot, so we can have the 1 more additional space. All right, so we've got a safe house. So now really what we want to do is trigger a bunch of our faction stuff and get a body. I'm really looking at Nimonot just to round out the story a little bit. It's not a good start. We need greens or wilds. I need 2 greens here. That's not... Okay. We will not be getting her body this time. Man, it's not easy. And it's like I only have 4 programming. Do I really want to waste all my moves just getting ready for another round? Well, now we're in the program step, and I have 4 program. I could do this, red, red, green, in order to trigger the defender bot. Let's go 1, 2. And then we have red and any other. So let's do 3. And then for 4, let's just get this green off of here. And again, we'll try to get her body. I have green, green, red, blue, red. I probably could have gotten the knight. But I really want her. And then I can actually use her with her 6 programming to pick up the knight's body. All right, move and trace. We're going down here. We get a reroll. Let's reveal this district tile. Unknown area. Draw and attach 1 enemy, gain 1 experience. I think I will do that this time. Just because our trace is going to go up by 3, which is going to be in the 3 dice realm. And I don't want to deal with that many enemies. Disintegrator. First time seeing him in this game. 14 health. Deal 3 damage to us. Or the advanced action, make us lose 2 shield. It says suffer 2 damage. And gain 1 something. I'm not sure what that token is. Deal 2 damage for each core data used in this pattern. And we can prepare 3. It says suffer 2 damage, so I think it suffers 2 damage. I'm not sure. Because none of the other ones say suffer 2 damage when attacking us. Okay. Let's see here. Jordan bot will move 2, 1, 2. Make sure if we're going to get wiped out, we can pass it off to you. Pass the package off to you. I couldn't see your arm for a second there. I thought it broke off. So we had increased our trace by 3, but then we activated the effect. But because we drew and attached an enemy, our trace goes back down to 0. Gain 1 experience. I think. That is not the case. We are not going to do that. So we had 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 1, 2, 3. Lose that experience. The reason I was wondering that wasn't the case is because up here it said draw and attach one enemy, set your trace as 0. This one's for the experience. It gives you another experience. But the rulebook says only during the trace roll step, if you spawn an enemy, then do you get to reset it to 0. So we are in a bit of trouble come next round. But we should be at the Spartan's hideout, so hopefully we can just drop off the package and not worry about that part of it anymore. But this is only, card 2 of a pretty healthy stack there, so let's keep it moving. So we're skipping the district effect step. I guess we could leave Jordan bot up there and have her do that district effect step. She's only got 2 movement. We better not die. We're going to try it. Roll 1. Advanced symbol. Recover 1 health. Oh, she uses a battery for that too. We gotta remember that. Okay, so that's the district launch step. So let's go ahead and do our green, red, red for our defender bot. That's going to deal 3 damage and we gain a shield. And because we activated the faction, we'll deal 2 additional damage. So that'll be 5 total. So that is 7 of 13. And then we're going to activate this red and this blue for our learning protocol. Deal another 3 damage and gain a defense. Making it 10 of 13. We need to take this guy out soon so that we have a fighting chance against the bigger wave coming in. Unfortunately, we do not have a random to prepare 3. And we used all our red tokens to do that additional damage. Okay. So now we're going to go to the combat phase. We are going to pick up an extra die because we need to somehow deal 3 damage. Oh, if we just get the advanced symbol, he's out. And we got it. So he's just out before he gets to do his heal 1 and then deal 3 damage to us. We attack first. We'll end up putting this die here. If your top enemy has 3 or less health, defeat it. And we gain an experience for that. Okay. That is combat phase. Next we go to player activity. We did not move to a non-adjacent tile. May pass it to another player. Nope. And so we're going to trick this down 1 more. So we just got to survive this wave coming in. We could also be really awesome and roll 3 blanks. Okay, I'll take that. That's only 1 enemy out of possible 3. And that's that disintegrator. Trace goes down to 0. Disintegrator is out. I still don't know what that symbol is. I can do a quick glance at the rule book, back of the rule book here. And that symbol is not on the back of the rule book. It's not the corruption. See at the bottom there, it says gain 1. I'm just not sure what that token is. It's not the corrupt data token. I may just have to ignore it. I may just discard this enemy too, because I still don't know what the suffer damage is. Is it one of the... Let's see here real quick. Yeah, I'm just going to discard it. I have no idea what like 2 or 3 of the things on there is. I'm going to go with the Annihilator. 13 health, 3 damage. 3 damage to us and make us lose a max health. We can do red, green, and red in our case to deal 4 damage and lose a shield. Or we can do yellow, green, red, deal 4 damage and lose a shield. It almost seems like we should just want to take the damage. But if we can get our defender bot going, we'll gain shield as we're dealing almost about that same amount. All right, refill. So we want our, ooh, but all our reds. And we still got 3 reds in here. There's a wild. There's a green. Can we get another green? Red. I need a green in this spot right here. No, blue. Red. Oh, I got a wild, so I'll just do that. And red. Ooh, I'm not going to get red, red, green. But as long as I get red in anything, I can at least copy it. Because I need the greens to get the body, and it's not in a great space. It's not true. I could move this red over 1. And then go 1, 2. Actually, it needs to be down here. If I do this, or I can do this. The green's already there. I can swap these 2 and move this red there. I guess we'll do that. Instead of picking up the body. She also has better attack and stuff. I guess I'm debating doing, I can do 8 damage right now. Let's pick up the body. Longer lasting effects. Right, so we'll push this here. Let's do that. Right, so that's what'll be needed for that. So what did I just do? So 1, 2. I'm going to swap these 2 for 3. And then we'll do this for 4. So we'll gain a power, we'll gain the new body, and then we'll copy one of our effects. Which may in fact be the keylogger. It'll break it, but all right, that's the program step. So now let's go to the move and trace. So we are going to go to Spartan's hideout. We're going to have our Jordan bot go 1, 2 behind us. We're going to use the Spartan hideouts effect. Draw 1 Spartan augment from the Spartan's deck. Action augment coming in. So wild. Gain 1 power for each missing health. Recover 2 health and break. I think that's for each missing max health. I guess that's from like Annihilator. Okay, that's going to sit there for a while. Unstable battery. Because we are above our starting health. Yeah, because I think that represents our max health or integrity. Damage dealt to players. Player integrity is health. I guess it doesn't represent our max health. It'll just be health. So if we are down 2 health, we can recover 2 health. Okay. So now we're going to go to our launch. Oh wait, we gained 3 trace from that. 1, 2, 3. And now we're going to launch some stuff. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3, and a yellow to pick up our new body. As a reminder, all the things she can do. The 6 programming is going to be amazing. The other amazing thing is that this slot for our characters fits sleeved cards. Yes, that is amazing. And then we're going to do this red blue over here to activate our learning protocol and do 3 damage, and the chosen player gains a shield. So we will gain a shield and we will deal 3 damage to the Annihilator. Can only ever deal damage to the enemy on top if we had multiple, and it's just simulating it being the closest one to us that we're attacking while running. All right, and then we're going to do these 2 reds here. Oh, I should do that before. I'll do that before I gain the body, so I can get the power. It's where order matters, because now we don't have that ability anymore. I got to remember I need a red and a blue to recharge Jordan bot. All right. Each time you launch a faction augment. Nope, not doing any of that other stuff. So here we go, combat. So now the enemy rolls 2. We roll 2 attack dice. And we're going to use our Reaper to add an additional die. But we'll suffer damage for each blank we roll. So you might say we don't need that. But she can take 1, 2, 3, 4 dice. And we've got a lot of defense. Okay, there we go. Oh, he's going to do his advanced action, which is going to make us lose a max health. And we've got these 3. So let's see, with those I can do 1 damage each. So let's stack these to do 2 damage, taking them up to 5. And he's going to hit us for 3. 1, 2, 3, which takes up all our shield. In fact, I'm only going to block it with 2 of it. I'm pretty sure once he makes us lose this max health, it's going to make us lose another health. So we blocked 2 of it, took 1 damage, so that when the max health dropped, it was right on top of where our max health is currently. And then we'll use this to deal 2 more damage. Oh yeah, having a body is nice. Having a real body is nice. We had a body before. We didn't have a real body. And in fact, one thing we forgot to do was change our body out. And reveal a new body. So I do believe I have the right miniature. Look at that. Man, I wish I could paint. This would look so cool in those purple and blue colors. The new body that comes out is Quaminator. Passive. Moves 3, passive. Each time you lose any amount of health, gain 1 reroll. Okay. Basic die roll, 1 damage. Advanced, 2 damage, or gain a shield. Very nice. And rolls 3 attack, 4 programming. Pretty cool. Alright, so we've got our new mini on the board there. We just finished all the attack stuff. Combat phase is ended. We were not obliterated. We were not annihilated, as promised. So here we go. So that was combat phase. Player activity step, we're not passing anything. World activity step, reduce time by 1. Oh no, if the player with the check mark, with the package on the Spartan's hideout, you arrive at the destination, each player gains 3 experience. So we got 3. For a total of 4, so we're going to be getting our max health back. And draw card U04. Let's see what it says. Something went wrong. It always does. You detect many Ascend minions approaching the Spartans' area, since their program sweeping the local net, and several corpses indicate their recent presence. They must have known about the weapon and tried to intercept it. A number of them are concentrated near the hideout entrance. If you want to enter, you must first create a diversion, break some metallic hulls, and lure the enemies away. Immediate effects. Set timer to 6 minus the number of players. That'll be 5. Place number of players plus 1 of Ascend tokens on the Spartan's hideout tile. So that'll be 2. Draw card U07. Then flip this card. Assault rules. Special rules. On a district tile with the Ascend token, players may launch patterns from the Ascend Assault Squad card as if it was their top enemy. Ascend Assault Squad cannot be harmed during the combat phase. Each time there is a number of damage on this card equal to or higher than this enemy's health, discard 1 Ascend token from the map and 5 damage from this card. In order to defeat this enemy, all Ascend tokens must be discarded. All Ascend tokens move together on this map, on the map. Ascend attack. Each player rolls 1 die for each Ascend on their current or an adjacent district tile and suffers 1 wound for each basic symbol rolled and 2 for each advanced symbol rolled. Oh. That would be why. Ascend Assault. Okay. So I think he's going to be over here on the side. So we technically have like 2 top enemies. I wish this wasn't on the back though. So as long as we're on this tile, we can launch a pattern from the Ascend Assault Squad card, which deals 2 and 3 damage, as if it were their top enemy. Each time there's a number of damage on this card equal to or higher than this enemy's health, which is 5. Okay. And we have to discard all of those to defeat them. The attack, Like, why don't you put it down here in this bottom corner? I got to keep flipping this card. Each player rolls 1 die for each ascend on their current or an adjacent district tile. Ascend assault squad cannot be harmed during the combat phase. So we have to do everything through program. So let's stick this guy, I mean, I guess we'll leave him over here. Oh, he's off the map. I didn't realize I was that close. Let me slide these over. Let me just move the Jordan bot over here. Three batteries left. Let's slide this board over. And we're just gonna stick the assault guys right up top. All right. Siege. Goal, protect the package and eliminate the attackers. C card U07. Player activity, we can pass the package to we can pass the football to another player. World activity, move all ascend tokens up to 2 district tiles toward the player with the package. Then resolve the ascend attack. Ah, okay, so it doesn't attack during the attack phase. It's at the end of the round. If there are no ascend on the map and the player with the package is on the Spartan's hideout tile, the robots are no more. Draw card U08. Otherwise, reduce time by 1. If time is 0, each player suffers 2 wounds. Set timer to 1. Okay. So it'll follow us. Which means we don't have to stay there and take the 6th trace, which is what I was kind of worried about. What's the adjacency? But we have to be on the tile to launch. We have to be on the same tile with them to launch. So we should just go ahead and move, and then they'll follow, but then they'll attack us. Or we move, and we have Jordan bot do it. 6 traces, no joke. Each player rolls 1 for each on their current or an adjacent district tile. Each player. Okay, so if there was multiple of us and we were spread out, then it doesn't just affect the player with the football. It could affect the other players too. Okay. So we are back at the top. We're going to roll 1 for our trace. We got nothing. So no new enemy. We're going to refill. Oh, wait a minute. I have 4 experience. We have a lot of tokens. So let's go ahead and spend a lot of our experience, 2 of them, 4 of them, to open up this, and let's go with the bottom. Green, blue, wild. All right, that's it. Let's fill our bag back up. All right, red, red, yellow, blue, 2 more. red, green. Okay. So we can launch programs on it, deal 2 and 3 damage. Okay. So we just can't deal damage during the combat phase, but I think during the launch step we can use other abilities to hurt it. So a wild and red would deal 2 to it. A red, a blue, a yellow, and a wild will deal 3 to it, making it 5, which would knock off one of the tokens. Ooh, they're asking for a lot. I think we stay here. We take the 6 trace. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That'll take us all the way up. But we have to stay and take the trace at some point, because we're going to move, then we're going to do all our launch and stuff. But I think I can launch things. I can launch other effects against it. I can only use this one if we're in there on a district tile with them. On a district tile with Ascend tokens, players may launch patterns from the Ascend Assault Squad. So yeah, let's move. So we'll be moving, and then we'll just activate our stuff to slowly take them out. All right, so what do we need? We need red, red, green. That is impressive how we are not close to that. I mean, we've got 6 programmed now. So I could go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, I'd be using almost all of it just to do that. Or I move the wild over 1, 2, and then do 3, and I have it in this little corner. Let's do that. So 1, swap these 2, 2, 3. That'll give us our defender bot. And then we need a red and any other color. I could make it this red and this blue. I'm looking to see what else we could use or need. If we can do red, blue, yellow, and a wild, we're not going to get that. To deal 3, but we can just do this and deal 3 and gain a shield. And again, we got to be in the same tile as them, which we're not planning to be. So this is taken care of. We'll move. We don't really care for the yellows, so let's move down here to take out this yellow spot. I think I have one more move left. I lost count. I did 3 here, 4. I have 2 more. 5. 6. I could also just do this, gain 2 of each asset and break. So instead of moving that, let's just move this here. It says each time you launch a faction augment pattern, you may deal 2 damage. So we'll just launch both and deal a ton of damage. All right. Trace and roll step. Did I do that? I don't think so. Nothing. So no enemy comes out. We refilled, we programmed, we did whatever upgrades we have. combat phase. No, move and trace step. So we are going to move over here, reveal this, which gives us an experience. Reveal the tile and hope it has a good effect on it. And a low trace. 4 trace. That is not low. 1, 2, 3, 4, but it is low enough that we don't spawn those. Data transmitter. You may change your core data symbol. Gain 1 asset of the same color as your data symbol. We are not going to change our core data symbol now, considering everything we just put together. But we do gain 1 asset of it. We're going to go ahead and activate that one. And that was the district step. Now we're going to go for the launch step. So here's where it gets a little crazy. So we're going to do this green, make this red, to do our defender bot, which will deal 3 damage and we gain a shield. We activated a faction, so we deal an additional 2, so that's 5. Wait a minute. Do I have to be on this tile to remove the 5? No. It says discard 1 from the map. Okay. So that 5 will just automatically discard 1 of these. I think we can do this all in 1 round. Yeah, we can. Because now we're going to do this red, yellow to do our learning protocol. To copy the defender bot, deal 3 damage and gain a shield. So we'll put 3 damage on it, on the Ascend Salt Squad. And then we're going to do this blue and a green to do Ninkyo Keylogger. Gain 2 of each asset and then breaks. We're going to gain 2 memory, max out on defenses, 2 rerolls, and 2 power. And, oops. This breaks, but we activated a faction, so we deal another 2 damage, which is another 5. This enemy is gone. Just like that. We really just chose the right faction. The right class augment to go against, the right cards to go against this particular scenario. And that was just the launch step. Can we launch anything else? We cannot. So now we're going to go to the attack. See, I could have just also just recovered 1 health, but I'm at max health, so there's no health to recover. Now we're going to go to the attack phase. The enemy gets 2 dice. We get 2. We will pick up an extra die. Do we need to? He's got 5, 6, 7 of 13. Even if I dealt 5 damage, that's only 12. But if I can do the 2 and the 3, and I can also recover health, then this one he might have 3 or less, and I can just take him out. Right now he's got 5. He's got 6 left. 6 health. All right, no blanks. So we're still going to take a hit from him. I was hoping to avoid that altogether, but he's got 6 health. Yeah, so let's do 1 damage here. Which is 5, 6, 7, 8, 13. And then he's going to hit us for 3. We'll take 2 into the shield. 1, 2. We'll take 3 into the shield. And then we will hit them for 2, which will take them up to 10, up 13. And then we'll put the final die on our termination code. 3 or less health, defeat it. Just like that. Another experience. I don't know if we get an experience for defeating the scenario enemy, maybe later on this thing. Wow, I think we had 5 rounds to do that. Yeah. Again, since if we went attack mode, it would have been harder to, we'd have to pick up the trace, try to get those symbols on the card and attack it and vice versa. But because we got Nemonot and we're going with factions, or with the augments, we did it much faster. So player activity, we're not going to pass it. We can't anyways. World activity, move all the send tokens up to 2 district tiles toward. Nope, skipping all that. Then resolve attack, they're all gone. There are no ascend on the map, and the player with the check mark is on the Spartan's hideout tile. The robots are no more. Oh, we still got to get back over there. Otherwise, reduce time by 1. All right, so we're not done yet. We still got to get back over there. And we'll meet up with Jordan Bot. Did I not move Jordan Bot? I don't think I moved her, but it's okay. All right, well, we're going to roll 3 dice coming up here. So we are at the top of the round. We're going to roll 3 dice. Can we get lucky again and spawn minimum number of enemies? 2 enemies. Disintegrator that we decided we're not playing with. Phantom. And Exterminator. So here's the Phantom. 12 health, deals 3 damage. On an advanced, deals 5. Oh, if we get the blue, green, blue, we deal damage equal to your programming, which ours is 6. Yeah, we're going to wipe him out. And then red, yellow, red, deal damage equal to your attack, which is 2. And then we can run away. And then we've got the Exterminator. 12 health, 3 damage. On an advanced, 5 damage. Discard 1. Is that yellow? I'm not sure what that symbol is. From your launcher or your dump if possible. I think that's just a yellow. But it's got like a cat face in it. Okay. Deal 2 damage on that one. Gain 2 shields. Lose any amount of shield and deal 2 damage for each shield lost. Okay. Yeah, there's just some really new symbols that I'm not seeing anywhere in the rulebook. It's like discard this yellow symbol with a cat face. And I'm like, I don't think any of my symbols have a cat face on it. Oh, you know what? That's probably, see, so Disintegrator must be from Katie's Diary. This cat token must be from Katie's Diary, Exterminator. Okay. We'll still keep him because most of his effects apply. That's what's going on. There are some additional tokens in the expansion. I remembered I put the extra enemies in here for more variety. And that's what's going on. So that Disintegrator has some special effect that's not in this scenario. All right. Let's go to refill. We have 2 experience. Let's go ahead and unlock the last spot so we can maximize our token use. That's it for experience, or for lock slots. And I'm just going to pull a bunch out here and just drop them. Oops. I don't know if that was more or less efficient as I fumbled all the tokens. I know I can get another body, but I don't think I need that. Oh wait, I spawned dudes. Let's set our trace back down to 0. There we go. Oh, this puzzle's getting a little more difficult. We still got 6. So we know we can deal damage equal to our programming if we do blue, green, blue, which we have right here on the side. So we're not even going to have to mess with that. We're going to deal 6 to him automatically. There's a red, yellow, red to deal damage equal to our attack, but our attack is only 2, so we're not going to worry about that. And then we need red, red, green in order to do our defender bot, which will then be 5, along with our circuit melter, which makes us 1 damage away from defeating him. I didn't look at the other one. If we do red, wild, green, we're going to try to launch as many as we can. But I think we're going to be 1 short. No, we'll have, yeah, it'll be a waste. Because like I could do the learning protocol, deal 3, then do defender deal 3, which would destroy him, and then do, oh, it says anytime. So then we can do the circuit melter. I think we'll just do it that way. It says you may deal 2 damage. It doesn't say add 2 damage. So let's do that, and that'll be the 6 and 6. So I know we need a red and anything, and then a red, red, green. So looking at Exterminator, deal 2 damage and gain 2 shields, or lose any amount of shield and deal 2 damage for each shield lost. Well, we're down to 2, so I don't think we want to lose our 2 shield. So we need a red, a wild, and a green. So let's do 1 programming here. I went and picked up a die to keep track of. There's 1 there. We'll just put down here. What is it? A red, a wild, and a green. So that takes care of this down here, and then we got this here. So now we need red, red, green, and a red in any color. So red and yellow is fine there, so we need to mess with this up here. So we can go 2, swap them, not swap them. One, that's the second one. Swap these 2 for another. That's 3, 4, 5. All right, so we got our blue, green, blue here, red, wild, green here, these 2 in the yellow. So we technically have 1 more move. I think I just want to get this yellow off the blue space, so if we got to refill, we have space to do that. All right, that is 6. Yeah, I found a die that actually matches the game too. Actually, there's a lot of purple out here. And I have a purple die, but pink is good. All right. So that is our program step. Now we're going to move and trace. We have to be on the Spartan's hideout. So we're going to go there. We're going to have Jordan Bot meet us there. It's going to increase our trace by 3. 1, 2, 3. It says draw 1 Spartan augment from the Spartan's deck. Yeah, let's do it. I was debating whether I wanted to do her ability, but we're not missing any health. Leonidas Rocket. Deal damage equal to twice the amount of power you have, and then break. Wow, I got 4 power. That's 8 damage. Wow, and then I can add the 2 to it. So I could just use that to take out the other dude too. It's a wild and a red. Oh, the wild's already accounted for. But see, the wild here would just deal 2 damage and gain 2 shield. I could just use it to do 8 damage and just get all the enemies off my back. Well, we're going to the launch step now. And I think that's what we're going to end up doing when we get there. So first, let's do this blue, green, blue, and deal 6 damage, because that's how much programming we have, to the Phantom. And because we activate, no, that was on him. So now we're going to do red, no. We're going to do red, yellow to do our learning protocol. Copy Defender Bot, deal 3 damage and gain a shield. Do 3 more damage here. Takes him up to 9. Then we're going to do red, red, green to do our Defender Bot. 3 more damage, which will take him out. So that'll be 12. We're gaining experience for that. And then that additional 2 damage for activating that will drop on the Exterminator here. And then I think we're just going to do this wild red. Deal damage equal to twice the amount of power you have, which is going to be 8. That makes it a total of 10. And then we'll do the extra 2 here. That's 12. We exterminated the Exterminator. Gain another experience. And Leonidas Rocket is gone. We fired a rocket at him. We fired a rocket at the Exterminator. Wow. Yeah, so you had 2 damage on him from the first Circuit Melter. It says each time you launch, so I can do it multiple times. And then I used the rocket that I just picked up off that district tile, and then used the Circuit Melter again. That was insane. Yeah, programming. Ooh. Nemonot is OP programming of 6. Again, a lot of things had to line up for that to work. All right, so that is the combat phase. All enemies off our backs. And now we go to the player activity. We're not going to pass anything. If there are no on the map and we are on the tile, go to U08. Six, 8. The Spartans are... Okay. Spartans are tense in their acknowledgement. When they take the package and tell you to run along, your reward awaits you at the Ninkyo's hideout, and your business with the Spartans is over. Travel without that burden will be much easier now, or it would be. A wave of ascend drones begin to flood the area. Oh, it says flip this card over. Victory. Unlock components. UC1, UC2, UC3, UC4 class augment cards. UF1 faction augment card. Let's pull those out and see what they look like. All right, so we got UC1, UC2, UC4 class augment cards and UF1 faction augment card. So it basically comes out to be, I guess I short the screen up a little bit. All the base factions, you get a card for each one of them. So let's see, we are the Reaper. So we basically picked up this launch, once per launch step, gain 1 power, so just straight up gain power, but it costs 3 memory to put into play. Okay. For the Trickster, we have once per launch step, gain a reroll. All right, so they're all going to be based on the basic stuff. So the green one will be gain a defense, and the blue one will be gain a memory. So they all basically give you the basic asset. And then we've got this Spartan's faction, which says for a blue and your core data symbol, deal 2 damage and program 1. Pretty cool. So that is the end of this scenario. Old-fashioned. Again, I hope I did everything correctly. We completely knocked this one out of the park because we started off with a really good learning protocol. And then being able to choose the faction cards we wanted. I got that combination. This Circuit Melter is amazing with the Reaper. Just bonus damage, bonus damage, bonus damage. And then tied it together with Numinot and her programming of 6. We did really good there. We didn't reveal the left side of the map. We just went straight down. You know, there's more cards in there, right? Because we could have took a different path in the beginning. So maybe next time, if I remember, and we go through this again, we'll choose a different path this time. So that is another playthrough for Tamashii. I'm thinking about doing another Grim Coven. Sticking to my Awakened Realms fix right now. And yeah. Leave a like, comment what you think about this game. Do you have it? Have you played it? What you enjoy and don't enjoy. You know, the storage solution, as always, is a challenge. So you might recognize this cover, Grim Coven. So I basically put all the scenario cards in here and all the faction cards in here. And I left all the locked cards in the box. Because the box organizer could not hold not even like half of, not even a third of the faction cards sleeved. I still don't think it would hold them unsleeved. But I also put the scenarios from Katie's Diary and Forbidden Chapter in this box as well, right? So I'm trying to take everything out of these extra boxes and put them in here. But I still need the extra boxes to an extent for the extra hexes that they come with and for the extra tokens. And it's those extra tokens that were what was on the enemies that we weren't sure what was going on. So my bad there for adding a bunch of cards in there without seeing if they applied, but you know, we can just discard it and draw the next one and move on, right? So, oh yeah, and you'll also notice I put all the, maybe you didn't notice, all the scenarios on the side here. I did find a pretty good looking insert online, but it doesn't take advantage of the existing insert trays. So again, I'm debating whether I want to even go that route since I did get everything to fit in the box, but they are across a couple boxes. So maybe the idea will come to me and I'll come up with a way to organize all of this by minimizing the number of inserts I'm throwing away and trying to take advantage of some of the nicer stuff that Awakened Realms did put together there. So that is the end of this playthrough. Like I said, I'll probably do a Grim Coven and then I'll probably do another one of these and I'll just keep going back and forth. I'm really liking the story on this one, this world. It's quick playthrough, quick play, easy to kind of do things. You just follow the card. The setup is not crazy. So if you like it, I will see you at the next one. This is Kenny, Wizard of Mo Games, signing off.